It's a substance that's celebrated by many, but beneath the surface, it weaves a complex and often destructive narrative within the brain. Join me today as we cover the 10 ways in which alcohol affects our brain. I'm Dr. Sanil Rege, Consultant Psychiatrist, and welcome to Psychiatry Simplified, the channel where we cover all things related to psychiatry, neurosciences, and mental health. So if that's your thing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video and check out the 10 ways in which alcohol affects our brain. The first step in our journey begins with our genetic code. Alcohol dependence is a medical condition with the vulnerability often written in the DNA, a script that's passed down through generations affecting 50 to 64% of us. It's a sobering thought that our vulnerability to alcohol dependence may be inherited. 2. The brain's reward system. Excess alcohol use can hijack the brain's reward system, the mesolimbic pathway. This pathway is a critical center in the overall neural architecture of reward experience. And here the crucial neurotransmitter is dopamine. Significant alcohol use affects dopaminergic transmission. Initially, it heightens dopaminergic transmission through the opioid pathways. But with chronic use, there is a dysfunction in the reward system so that the individual enters into what's known as a reward deficit state. The responses to dopamine are blunted. This muted release of dopamine in the context of alcohol use sets up a vicious cascade towards the pathological pursuit of reward, which in this case is alcohol. Third, we delve into Gaba. Gaba is the brain's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter. What that means is when there is excess excitation in the brain, Gaba kicks in to reduce that excitation because too much excitation is harmful to neurons. Alcohol acts at the presynaptic end of the neuron, increasing GABA release, and postsynaptically enhances GABA's effect at the receptors. This is one of the reasons when alcohol use is ceased, there can be withdrawal effects. And this is because of the significant GABA deficit. GABA potentiators such as baclofen or benzodiazepines, long-acting such as chlorodiazepoxide or diazepam, are thus used in the management of alcohol withdrawal. Fourth, alcohol's effects on glutamate, the main excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain. Alcohol reduces glutamate levels in the nucleus accumbens and suppresses glutamate release in the central nucleus of the amygdala. Glutamate is an important neurotransmitter in promoting synaptic plasticity that is necessary for long-term learning. When this system is affected, it contributes to the compulsion to use alcohol. Thus, agents such as acamprosate are used to potentiate GABA, but to also address the glutamate dysregulation in the treatment of alcohol dependence. It does this through the NMDA antagonism key glutamate receptor. Fifth, alcohol affects the opioidergic system. Endogenous opioids play a crucial part in the pleasure response. In fact, we often mistakenly think about dopamine as the pleasure neurotransmitter. It is actually the endogenous opioids that play a crucial part in the initial pleasure response to a range of stimuli. The opioidergic activation then feeds into the dopaminergic pathway to release dopamine. By affecting the opioid system, alcohol can not only interfere with the pleasure response, but indirectly also affect the dopaminergic pathways, as we saw earlier. Thus, in the treatment of alcohol dependence, naltrexone is used to reduce the reinforcing effects of alcohol through its opioid antagonist effect. 6. Direct neuronal toxicity from the metabolites of ethanol, which is alcohol. You see, the active ingredient ethanol is metabolized into various byproducts. Byproducts such as acetaldehyde and fatty acid ethyl esters have detrimental effects on brain cells. These substances disrupt the normal structure of phospholipids. And note, a significant proportion of the brain is phospholipids. Phospholipids form critical components of cell membranes that are necessary for neuronal transmission. Furthermore, these metabolites impact on mitochondrial function and result in consequential neuronal damage, particularly affecting the oligodendrocytes. You see, we covered similar neurotoxic effects with methamphetamine in this video here. It's not uncommon in clinical practice with significant alcohol use to see MRIs with significant white matter hyperintensities, white spots spread around in the key subcortical areas that can affect the individual's cognition and movement. 7. Oxidative stress and reduced neurotropic factors. The metabolism of alcohol and its byproducts enhances oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is characterized by the accumulation of reactive oxygen species, nitrous oxide, all of which are harmful to mitochondria and neuronal cells. The oxidative onslaught can damage DNA, critical cell membranes. It can affect gene expression, resulting in a number of epigenetic changes, and ultimately lead to neuronal death. Compounding this damage is the reduction in BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like a fertilizer for the brain, necessary for the production of new neurons. BDNF is also crucial for brain neuroplasticity and repair. Number 8, excitotoxicity and glutamatergic dysfunction. Now, we saw earlier that the glutamate pathways are affected. However, when we combine the disruption of the glutamatergic pathways, Gaba pathways, along with oxidative stress, we now see a cascade towards glutamate excitotoxicity. Glutamate excitotoxicity is particularly compounded during alcohol withdrawal. You see, excessive release of glutamate results in overstimulation of NMDA receptors, which affects long-term potentiation, which means it affects long-term learning. Glutamate excitotoxicity also directly results in neuronal cell death. Number 9, thiamine depletion. A particularly severe manifestation of alcohol dependence and long-term alcohol use is Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. Wernicke syndrome is the acute form due to acute thiamine depletion. When the acute form isn't treated, it progresses to Korsakoff's dementia. We've covered this condition in more detail in this video here, so don't forget to check this out. It is a potentially reversible condition. Thiamine gets converted into its active form, thiamine pyrophosphate, which is essential in carbohydrate metabolism, amino acid metabolism, and lipid metabolism. With thiamine depletion, carbohydrate metabolism is affected, and therefore energy production is affected. By affecting lipid metabolism, the production of myelin is affected. Myelin is necessary to coat the neuronal sheets to ensure adequate neuronal transmission. In fact, myelin is affected in multiple sclerosis. By affecting amino acid metabolism, the production of key neurotransmitters such as Gaba, glutamate, and dopamine is also affected. Furthermore, depletion of thiamine also feeds into liver dysfunction, and liver dysfunction results in elevated ammonia, which indirectly affects the brain by dysregulation of cerebral blood flow and destruction of astrocytes. Furthermore, thiamine depletion results in elevated manganese, which in turn enhances oxidative stress. So you can see this is a perfect storm all coming together to affect the brain significantly. And finally, number 10, psychiatric comorbidities. Alcohol use is associated with a range of psychiatric disorders: depression, schizophrenia, bipolar affective disorder, other impulse dysregulation disorders, and there is a cause and effect relationship here. Having said that, the presence of psychiatric comorbidities worsens alcohol dependence, and alcohol dependence in turn worsens the psychiatric comorbidity. So to summarize, alcohol affects our brain through a range of pathways. We know that alcohol is used liberally in society. It acts as a source of pleasure and promotes social interactions. However, we have to be mindful of its deleterious effects in the brain and consider using it in moderation only, if at all. So I hope this video has given you an understanding of the effects of alcohol on the brain. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot in bringing you all these new videos for the future. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section, and of course, as always, let me know what additional videos you'd like. Thank you so much for watching and supporting our channel. I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Until then, stay curious. Bye-bye.